We'll discuss that is what Bhagavad Gita means, right? The song of God. Right? That's what it means. So we'll discuss that. We are reading from the 10th chapter, 9th shloka. Okay, the 10th chapter is called The Opulence of the Supreme. Devarinda Lakshana. Okay, the opulence of the Supreme. So we'll go through the shloka, the translation purport by Prabhupada, and then briefly we'll discuss. Okay. Okay. So those who have your phone, please take out the shloka for the purport and everything. Then remember to switch off your phone. Okay. Right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Mat Chitta Madgata Prana Udayantaha Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Ramanti cha Machitta Madgata Prana Udayantaha Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. Prabhuji.
Machitta Madgata Prana
Bodhayantaha Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. Somebody who's new, somebody who's come for the first time, you want to try? Yes, please. हिंदी में एक बार आप इस श्लोक का बोल के देखिए ना. चल, somebody else want to try? What?
Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhyata Parasparam Katyantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha.
Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha.
Oh, bro, one Mataji. One more.
Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha.
Thank you very much. Now we'll get into the word by word translation, the shloka translation, and the purport. Okay. Machitta, their minds fully engaged in me. Madgata prana, their lives devoted to me. Bodhayantaha, preaching. Parasparam, amongst themselves. Kathayantaha, talking. Cha, also. Mam, about. Nityam, Nityam, perpetually, Tushyanti, become pleased, Cha, also, Ramanti, enjoy transcendental bliss, Cha, also. Translation. Bhagavad, by His divine grace, I see continuous Swami Srila Prabhupada. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. The lives of
हो नाही
fully
भेटत.
to my service.
तुमचा फोन आला होता.
And great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
तुला केलेला नंतर फोन
With the translation,
जो बोलला मग मला केला.
you want to have it as a phone, please go ahead. Right? And those who speak other languages, if you want to use Kannada or Hindi, or, please feel free to have a look.
10 वाजतील त्याला ते.
Upward.
स्लीपर भेटली.
Pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing him with other devotees. In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. And in the mature stage, they are actually situated in the love of God. Once situated in the transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection which is exhibited by the Lord in his abode. Lord Chaitanya likens transcendental devotional service to the sowing of a seed in the heart of the living entity. There are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe, and out of them there are a few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get the chance to understand devotional service. This devotional service is just like a seed, and if it's sown in the heart of a living entity, and it goes on hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That seed fructifies, just as the seed of a tree fructifies with regular watering. The spiritual plant of devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the covering of the material universe and enters into the Brahma Jyoti effulgence in the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky also, the plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Goloka Vrindavana, the supreme planet of Krishna. Ultimately, the plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and rests there. Gradually, as a plant grows fruits and flowers, the plant of devotional service also produces fruits, and the watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. This plant of devotional service is fully described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 19. It is explained that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without being in contact with the Supreme Lord, just as a fish cannot live without water. In such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord. The Srimad Bhagavatam is also full of such narrations about the relationship between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to the devotees, as stated in Bhagavatam itself, 12.13.18. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yat Vaishnava Priyam. In this narration, there is nothing about the material activities, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of Supreme Lord and his devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literatures, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association. Okay, we'll start with the prayers. Okay? We'll take the blessings of the acharyas. Please pray so that I say something that will benefit both of us. Okay. Om Ajnana-Timirandasya Jnana-Jana-Shalakaya Chakshur-Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya-Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam-Rupam Kadamahyam Dadadi Swapadhartikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saragana Raghunathanvitam Tasajivam Savetam Savadutam Parijanasayanam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Saragana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gauraki Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanususte Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. So, as we read the purport, right, let's briefly discuss, right? And if you have a question, please stop me anytime. I want it to be a very interactive session, right? Not lecturing. So, this shloka is purely the transcendental activities of pure devotees. Transcendental activities of pure devotees. Devotees of who? Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Okay, so we understand what is a devotee. Devotee is a bhakta, right? Now we have bhakta for somebody else also, right? Bhakta this, bhakta that. No, we are talking about Krishna bhakta, right? Krishna bhakti. Devotees of Krishna, we understand. Now, what is this pure? What is the difference between devotee of Krishna and pure devotee of Krishna? We say Prabhupada is a pure devotee of Krishna. What is the word? Why do we say pure? Okay, what is the difference between 24 karat gold and 22 karat gold? So pure devotee does not have what kind of impurities? Okay.
Is surrendered world is totally focusing on this.
Okay, so now there are so many people who wear nice Vaishnava clothes, right? They wear tussar silk, right? They wear nice tilak, right? Very custom made tulsi gatti mala, right? Nice dhoti from Tamil Nadu, Salem somewhere. They get nice dhoti. They wear this. They come to temple, right? In fact, a lot of us are sitting here, right? So, are we pure devotees? The pure devotees is what this shloka is about. So, we'll talk about what makes a pure devotee first, right? For a person who is very poor, there is no difference between 10 lakhs and 1 crore. First, he needs to know how to make money. Then he can think about whether I make 10 lakhs or 1 crore, right? So first, right, Prabhuji, I've been chanting for 10 years, every day 16 rounds. Does it mean I'm a pure devotee? Or Prabhuji, past 15 years, I have not broken one Ekadashi. And Pandav Nirjala, total Nirjala. Okay. So all this makes pure devotees. So that is what the shloka is trying to explain to us. So to get to that level, we'll first see how to get there. Definitely we'll discuss this purport also, but I thought this will be a good introduction to this shloka. Okay, so first we need to understand, every time we hear Prabhupada was a pure devotee, Guru Maharaj is a pure devotee, right? So and so is a pure devotee, Hanuman is a pure devotee, Garuda is a pure devotee. Now, what is this pure devotee? What qualifies somebody as a pure devotee, right? Okay. Now we all agree Krishna's mercy is impartial. Yes.
There are 9 types of ways, 9 ways of performance.
Right.
You devotee should do all 9 ways of
This is a very good point, right? He said there are 9 ways of devotional service, right? For example, first is Shravana, correct? The morning I hear Krishna Katha, evening I hear Kishore Kumar songs. Still Shravana. Now a pure devotee, he is saying, I will hear only Krishna Katha, otherwise I won't hear anything. In fact, I was there with my Guru Maharaj. We were traveling in a Ola car, right? 5 years back when he was here. We were traveling in a Ola car. I was sitting next to him, shivering, next to my Guru Maharaj. That guy, Ola, he was playing some 92.7 Big FM. Okay, some nonsense it was. The Guru Maharaj immediately said, please shut it off. I can't take it. I couldn't understand. I mean, it was almost like, somebody's putting a nail into his ear. That's how he felt. So your point is correct. Now, doing seva with an agenda in mind and doing seva for the pleasure of the Lord, there's a huge difference. I'll give you an example. Let us say you are a person. Somebody comes and tells you, hey, hello, nice to meet you. This is the first time we're meeting. How are you? All that. Then you say, okay, share me your phone number. We should maybe hang out. They say all this. 1 week later, they say, by the way, is it okay if I can ask you 1,000 rupees? I mean, I'll give it to you next month itself. They say that. Then you say, this guy approached me with an agenda in mind. Don't you get weird if somebody is too close to you? You're worried, hey, this guy maybe is not something that he is buttering me for. Imagine the Lord, right? You think you are going to him, Krishna, you wear all this nice, clothes. Go to Krishna, I want to surrender to your lotus feet, but he knows whether you have an agenda or are you a pure devotee. So pure devotee is a person who has no agenda on his mind. Idu beku, adu beku, I am coming for this reason. Somebody told me to come. No. A pure devotee, out of his own will, Krishna, if you are happy, I am happy. It is very easier said than done. Verbally, we can say, Krishna, I don't want anything. I just want to remember your lotus feet. Prabhupada said, right? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So we can go and tell Krishna, but inside, because I'll just go to that. Krishna is called Upadharta. Upadharta means it's called an overseer. He's with you all the time in the bathroom, in the bedroom, in the wine shop, everywhere he's with you. Right? So it's not like a Krishna Gotille, you can't do that. So he is witnessing your every good activity and every bad activity. The dirtiest of your thoughts in your mind, he knows. So you can maybe, can come to Surabhi Kunj and say, Prabhuji, such a divine soul, all that. But inside, somebody knows how pure you are. So a pure devotee has no fear because
He's already saying.
exactly, he doesn't have any agenda in his mind. So are we clear who is a pure devotee? Right? So next time somebody says, let me finish. We'll get there. I'll get to you. Okay, we'll talk about the tree. So a pure devotee is a person who's always thinking of Krishna without any agenda, like Yashoda Maya or Radharani, Prabhupada, Gaur Kishodas Babaji, right? Andal, right? All these people are pure devotees. Okay. Now let us go step by step and to see. Maybe today we learn how to set on the process to become a pure devotee. Okay. Because Prabhupada, being such a merciful soul, has given us, laid out all this path. You want to become the next Garuda, Prabhupada has given the system. Okay? Now we need Prabhupada to tell us to become the next Garuda or Hanuman. Now to become the next Hiranyakashipu, you just watch TV, that's enough. Right? Okay. Do we all agree Krishna's mercy is costless? Krishna, like is Krishna's mercy impartial to everybody? No, but see, if I'm chanting regularly, I'm an association of devotees, I read Prabhupada books. No matter whether I am black or white or Tamil or Telugu or, Hindi or American or European, is Krishna's mercy available to me or no? Yes. Krishna, because Sarva Karana Karanam, he is definitely eager to give you his mercy. Correct? What is the fees? To who we now come to your point? What if somebody is saying, Prabhuji, I'm trying hard to practice Krishna consciousness, but I'm seeing no spiritual growth, Prabhuji. If somebody says that, for example, you hear them chanting, Prabhuji, I tried morning chanting, afternoon chanting, evening chanting, chanting with Prabhupada, chanting with devotees, chanting on Ekadashi, under the water chanting, above the water chanting. I tried everything, Prabhuji, but somehow I'm not able to focus. Who has these problems? All of us do, right? Why? No,
You
that's
can't expect something in return. That's because people.
That's not the point. The point is, if Krishna's mercy is costless, where is the gap? Why do some people receive the mercy? Some people don't. Why are some people able to do spiritual progress? Some people are not able to do spiritual progress. Anybody knows the song Nadiya Godru Me Nityananda Mahaja? Right? So in that, he says Nityananda Mahaprabhu has a marketplace and he is selling the holy name to anybody. Anybody know what is the fees? What is the price of the holy name? Very good. Shraddhavan Jana Hai, Shraddhavan Jana Hai. Faith is the fee. So if you are not progressing in Krishna consciousness, because your Shraddha is not serious. Right? So I want to touch upon this because a lot of new people are initiated, right? So it is the Shraddha. Whatever service you do, Shraddhavan Jana Hai. Without Shraddha, if you do anything, without the faith, without the faith, what do you say in Telugu? Bharosa, Hindi में. भरोसा के बिना क्या भी आप जो भी सेवा करेंगे का कोई फायदा नहीं. There is no point in doing any devotional service without the faith. Are you clear on this point?
What faith we have faith? Example in this case.
Okay, what faith should we have? I will definitely get Gulab Jamun in the end. Is that the faith we have?
Then that will be the desire.
The faith is that when anything happens, he is the only person who can protect me. Perfect example for this is Prahlad Maharaj. How to have faith on Krishna? He is the guru for all of us. His own father is pushing him in a well with snakes, feeding him poison. His own father. Right? You have a problem, you go to your father. If your father is doing this, where will you go? So if you want to learn faith, read about Prahlad Maharaj, 7th canto Srimad Bhagavad. Prahlad Maharaj prayers. How to have faith in the Supreme Lord. Okay, right? This love of God, right? If you want to practice Krishna consciousness for a very long time, unless you develop the higher taste, initially when you come to the temple, people will say, Prabhuji, please chant, please come to Kirtan, we are doing Navasan Kirtan, please always have Prashadam. Initially, maybe 6 months or 1 year, you will do it because somebody is telling you it is a new thing, the placebo effect, everything is there. But after that, if you don't develop the higher taste, it is very hard to stick on to this process. You cannot do it just naam ke vaste. Okay, you have to develop a personal relationship with the Lord. You have to develop the higher taste. And this is just the beginning of the path to become a pure devotee. Okay? The ruchi and the urva drishti, right? The ruchi. When you do something, you feel nice. Like just now we had Gaura Arti, everybody felt nice. No? That is called ruchi. That ruchi is also gift of God to us. The more Shraddha you have, the more ruchi you get. Okay? If you just come, let's say I go here, I go there, Sunday I had a very busy day, evening 4:30 on the way, I just stopped by Surabhi Kunj. I just come like, I come like that, I am not going to feel the ruchi. From morning, today there is Surabhi Kunj, okay, let me do this seva, let me go a little bit early, let me make the garlands for the Lord. You put the Shraddha, the Aarti will be fantastic for you. Otherwise, the same song they are singing every week. Right? So, the entire Krishna consciousness process totally depends on your involvement. If you are faith, if you develop the love, if you develop the higher taste, they say this is the most happiest thing that you can ever happen in your life. Srila Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Okay? These pure devotees, when they reach that stage where they don't want anything else other than Krishna, that stage is called Nishtha. That Nishtha state is very hard to achieve. Okay, where you are unalloyed devotion to the Lord, right? It is being tested every minute. I'll come to that. This Nishtha side, now this is very easy and possible. If you live in Dwapara Yuga and Vrindavan, it is very easy. Where are we now? And then Kudloget. Right? The material energies drag you towards them. Right? So all the childhood songs, if I just walk by, somebody is playing a song in his car. I'm just walking, I hear that song, immediately I get transformed to my old days. Then I feel like eating an egg. Because when first time I heard that song, I was eating something. I feel like eating that again. Slowly, Maya, no? She's waiting here. You slip a little bit, she'll slap you, total fall down. Only bhakti we have to chase. Maya, she will chase us. Right? So, the material energies are very strong and the senses are very weak. Okay? We take darshan of the Lord. That necklace that Subhadra Devi is wearing now, I don't know where they got it. My wife, no, she wears it, it's so nice. Right? Lecture is going on. I think today is Mirchi Bhaji. So our mind and the senses are very strong and their main activity is to drag you away from Krishna. Unless you train your mind and senses to engage in the Lord's service. Correct? So the people who are on Nishtha, there is a shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 23rd shloka. Etansa astya paramatma nishtham adhyasitam purvatame mahar sibihi. I didn't write it properly. I did my classes. Sorry. So what the translation says is, I shall cross over the insurmountable ocean of nescience by being firmly fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. So when there are so many things pulling you apart, you have the material desires, you have your family problems, Then you have your office problems. There is everything dragging you apart. So what can hold you together? Is Krishna consciousness only. People think other things. Prabhuji, morning I do meditation and pranayama, or I listen to ghazals, Prabhuji, that gives me peace of mind. That is not what the Bhagavatam says. The Bhagavatam says, in this material world, especially in Kali Yuga, especially in a city like Bangalore, if you want to keep your things together, you want to focus on Krishna, you have to follow the process of Krishna consciousness. Slowly you will get to a phase where if you don't chant, you will feel weird. If you don't read Prabhupada books, you will feel like I didn't do something. If you eat things which are not prasadam, you will have problems with your stomach. I don't feel good. I ate something. I don't know if it was prasadam. You will start feeling the energy of Krishna. Okay? Now, like I said, when your Shraddha is serious, and again, you can't go from 0 to 100 in one day. Probably from today, I have full Shraddha. Can't do that. Gradual process. When your Shraddha becomes serious, you can see the hand of Krishna behind everything. So Kadamba Kalana Swami gave a very wonderful example. I'll say the same example. When you start in Krishna consciousness process, it is like driving a car at midnight in a village road. Your headlight is say 10 feet. All you can see is the edge of the road and 10 feet ahead of you. If ahead of that, you don't see anything. It is pitch dark. Have you been in a car ride like that? Right? You don't know whether the road is going left or right, but you follow the road with faith. If you are not sure whether this road will lead, you take the phone, check the map, no signal available. Right? What do you do then? You follow the road. In Tamil Nadu, between the fields, we have one person walking path. It's called Vattayadi Path. That path, how do they maintain that? What is it for maintaining that path? All you have to do is keep walking on it. The path is maintained. No tar, no road. If you don't walk on it, then all the weeds will grow, then the path is gone. So the Krishna consciousness is like that. You keep walking on the path with faith. You need complete saranagati. You say Guru Ashraya, right? This is what Guru Ashraya means. So when you drive in the night in the dark road, say around 3:30, little light is coming, you start seeing nearby trees. Slowly, one dog is there. Then you can see some rooster is crowing. Slowly you see then village side, right? Morning 4 o'clock, they'll start splashing water on the side of the road. That slowly you start seeing those things. Around 5:30, you have this major breakthrough. You see Surya Dev coming up. Then you start seeing, wow, I had no clue I was driving in such a beautiful place. Look at that, there is sunflower, there is paddy fields. Oh, look at that thing there. Oh, there's so many beautiful cows. Then you start seeing the landscape. Then you start feeling the fresh breeze in the morning. You start see young kids jumping into the well, playing. Because you drove in the dark with faith, in the morning, you start seeing the reciprocation. Right? That Prabhuji you didn't like, you start seeing even Golaka Vrindavan. Hey, this Prabhuji is here, huh? Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you remember I used to come to Srinivasan? Yeah, I remember. In Golaka Vrindavan, you'll see the Prabhuji. Slowly, right? Okay. So this is the process. Kadamba Swami, he has a very wonderful lecture, spiritual products. He talks about how in the midnight you drive and then suddenly. So initially when you start, you chant the 4 principles. You want to read Prabhupada books? Yes. Okay, here is your mala, here is your name. Okay, you take surrender, you keep following the process. You like it or don't like it or hate it or love it, you keep following the process. One fine day, you'll start seeing the trees on the side. Ah, this way, yeah. Now I understand. After that, if I tell you, Prabhuji, stop chanting, you will say, get lost, I want to chant. There is one Prabhu, Mukunda Datta Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple. One time I met him in Srinivasan. I stayed with him for 2 days. So I was talking to him. He said, Prabhuji, can you please leave my room? I said, what? No, I need to do some quality chanting. If you are there, I cannot. So they are yearning for the time with Krishna. Prabhupada, what example he gives? Kids are not there. Teenage girls and teenage boys. Right? They're waiting to go to school to see that girl. Right? They're always thinking about her. Like that, they are waiting for the time where they have this exclusive one-on-one with Krishna. Right? It's your quality time, and he's like this, he's listening to you, Krishna. Right? That Akhilanda Koti Brahmanta Nayaka, right? He's wearing a peacock feather and coming and listening to you. Okay. Chant my name, I'll hear. Then all this Prabhuji, I am unable to chant. Prabhuji, I don't like this process. Prabhuji, that Mataji is always staring at me. All that will go away. And all then your sunrise will happen. Slowly. Beautiful sunrise. Then you, okay. Then you get confidence, I am on the right path. And there are Siksha Gurus on the way. In case you are worried about the path, you talk to somebody like Sukhi Prabhu. Prabhuji, I'm not able to chant properly. Prabhuji will say, continue. I also had similar problems. You continue, next week you will find it better. That is why Siksha Gurus are very important. Right? Don't try to solve this problem on your own. Please ask for help. So in this shloka, it is said that these pure devotees are always in association of each other. They don't become devotees on their own. They are always in association. If you see brahmacharis, they never travel alone. At least 2 brahmacharis will travel together. Because Maya is so strong, brahmacharis always travel 3 or 4 people together. Even Guru Maharaj, when they travel with 3 or 4 brahmacharis together. Because when Maya pulls, you need somebody to pull you this side. So brahmacharis never travel alone. Because this process is very hard. But with devotee association, it is very easy. Alright. Moving on. Okay, I talked about it. Now everybody, so the faith, how do you develop the faith? I know we had a full class on faith, but I will still briefly describe. Try to know more about Krishna. How do you do that? A, B, C, D. Association, books, chanting, diet. You travel by the Hanuman temple in the evening. There is one guy who makes gobi manchurian on the road. Right? He'll put this powder, that powder, full, he'll make on the hood scene there, our eyes are burning. Still that smell is good, no? But gobi. I'll have prasadam side, I'll have little bit gobi. Prabhuji, it's my birthday, Prabhuji. See, Krishna consciousness is not force, it's a natural process. Even the kind of justifications we give ourselves for all this, little bit is not going to hurt. Okay, so we do these things. This is what pure devotees don't do. Ekadashi is Ekadashi. Nirjal is Nirjal. If there is an Acharya, Tirobhav, and you have to fast till 12, you fast till 12. You go on the side by, eat 2 bananas, nobody knows. Right? Because that is what is going to test your Shraddha. Right? One Prabhuji, I remember when he was offering, right? He was doing Tulsi. He said, get me a Tulsi. So there was some plant nearby. I got the Tulsi. I took the Tulsi and gave it to him. Did you wash it? Prabhuji, go and wash it. One tulsi leaf. He made me walk down the tree. I washed it both sides. Then I brought up, okay, now we can offer. That is the Shraddha. One time my Guru Maharaj was doing nursing thing. I was new. So everything he told me, bring this, bring that. 3 hours we prepared for that. So when they do nursing homa, they don't eat. Like they fast till the homa is over. So my Guru Maharaj was hungry, so we were running and doing all this. So he got these things like honey, milk, everything. Then he said, okay, for the curd, I need a spoon. मैं बुद्धू हूँ ना, जाके डाइनिंग टेबल से स्पून लेके आया. And without asking him, I was trying to serve him. I put that spoon in the yogurt. He immediately asked, where did he get that spoon? That is what, right? The divine providence, they know this fellow has done some locha. Where did he get that spoon? I said, he made me throw away everything, honey, milk, everything, throw it away. We cannot offer any of this to Darshan gift. Go throw it away, wash the dishes, go to the shop, get new things and come back. It took 1.5 hours more. From that time, I stopped using spoon. Okay. I felt so bad, but that lesson of Shraddha, right? That sincerity of even you do the smallest thing, you do it 100% sincerely. You chant 2 rounds, you chant 2 rounds sincerely. Okay? All right, let's move on. So you know, try to know Krishna as much as you can by reading, by discussing with devotees. Even Hiranyakashipu tried, where is this guy? Where is this Lord? Where is your Lord? Even he was inquiring, right? Where is your guy? Right? So Krishna is like, right? Okay. So Srila Prabhupada said that the Lord is more inclined towards us than we are inclined towards him. You take 1 step, he will take 10 steps towards you. Srila Prabhupada's father used to say, Lord Krishna has 10 hands. You have 2 hands. If he wants to take away the material things away from you, can you stop it? If he wants to give you things, can you stop it? So who are we competing against? Right? So these are things like, Prabhupada was so solid on his concept of who the Lord was. That is why he was such a spiritually elevated person. His spiritual growth was like even 20 years, he became so highly elevated. Okay? Lord Krishna is waiting for you. If a mother has 10 children, one of the children gets lost in a Mela exhibition. One child gets lost. Will the mother still not miss the one child? Same way, Krishna, even though he has so many devotees serving him, he's still waiting for your specific personalized love towards him. So don't even think, will the Lord notice me? Itna bhakt hai, mere ko kyun dekhenge? No. So the surrender shloka, what does it say? Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam praja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Don't feel, am I fit enough to serve Krishna? Okay? Right? Some people say, Prabhuji, I read Bhagavad Gita. No matter how many times I read, I keep forgetting Prabhuji. Many of us have this problem, right? Or Bhagavad Gita is better. Bhagavatam, oh, I read it somewhere. Next day. So it's okay. We don't read to memorize. And it is impossible to memorize. We are in Kali Yuga. Whereas the main goal of reading Prabhupada books is to strengthen your faith. That is why Prabhupada has given a whole paragraph about Srimad Bhagavatam in the shloka. He is doing book distribution in the shloka actually. Srimad Bhagavatam is especially given to increase your faith. Okay? Alright. Now let's go on to the. Now, if you go to 10.11, that shloka. Now, what happens when you start chanting, you become serious, you become faithful? What happens? 10.10. This is the Chatur Shloki of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, right? This 4 shlokas. This 10.10, he says, Desham Sadhata Yuktara Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam. He says, I will give you the required intelligence to come to me. A person who does not know how to sing kirtan will suddenly start singing very beautiful kirtan. Everybody know Indra Prabhu? Vrindavan? Have you heard of Indra Prabhu? He started the 24-hour kirtan, right? There was a time where he couldn't sing. He went and begged Nityananda's lotus feet. I want to sing for Krishna. He became the leader of the Vrindavan Kirtan team, 24-hour Kirtan, because there was Prabhupada's instruction to him. So, Dadami Buddhi Yoga, the person who cannot cook will start cooking very nicely. A person who cannot write, Prabhupada said, I don't even remember writing most of this. You know what Prabhupada, in the Radha Damodar bus party, Prabhupada used to speak in a big Pandal program, they would record it. And then in the bus, Prabhupada said, play the lecture. Vishnu Jana Swami could not bear it. He said, Prabhupada, you just talk to these things. Why are you listening to them? He said, I did not speak this. I am learning from it. So it is a very, very mystic, very, it is a materially unexplainable thing where the Lord's mercy enters into you and you start doing things which you have never done before.
Juice vandiduma.
Prabhuji, did you think ever you will sing Aarti?
Thanks, ma.
Thanks.
Before you know, you start serving the Lord. Or do you remember you cooked for 70 people? The Lord's mercy. You don't notice it. But Bhagavan said, I can't jump this ocean. What? You're kidding. I want to.
வேணும்மா எனக்கு
Before he knew he was in Lanka.
எனக்கு வேணும்மா எனக்கு வேணும் பண்ணணும் எனக்கு
Right? So that is what I want to discuss. What beautiful example. You know one of our acharyas, Gaura Kishore Das Babaji.
கத்தாத உன் வாய்க்குள்ள பேசுறாங்க அமைதியா பொறுமையா
Gaura.
பட்டே மாறிடுச்சு.
But he was so supremely elevated. What he do is, evening, like people like this will sit around him. At least at that time in India, Hare Maharaj, Thakurji, they'll come and sit around him just for some blessings. So what he'll do is, he'll ask somebody to read. Okay, which book is that? One second. I noted down the book name. I wanted to tell you. I want to share the name of the book here. Okay, anyways, I'll get to that. I'm sorry about that. So he will ask somebody to read the book. This person does not know read or write. Then he will explain what was written in the book to the audience. So he does not know to read it. So somebody used to ask him, how do you understand? You can't read or write. I'm reading, how do you understand what the book says? He says, that is pure mercy of Krishna. He will reveal himself to you from within. Like Narad Muni had. So we all have to pray for that. That is your sunrise. When the sun comes up, suddenly there, you can't stop. Then Maya will have no effect. Maya will give up. Okay, this fellow gone case. Okay, Krishna, you take him. But when you are in this border, right? Whether this road is correct, should I drive now? Why am I driving? You get all these doubts. That is what is going to happen your spiritual progress. Okay? All right, just give me a minute. The faith, the Shraddha, the faith in material things is going to lead you into the better. There are people who do so many meditations, they do so many things. They go to this Swami, that Swami, right? They are new Swami, right? Then they do this breathing Kriya. They do many things, right? It is going to not lead them anywhere. They talk about mukti, right? What does mukti mean? Liberation from where to where? To? We don't talk about mukti at all. We talk about moksha at the lotus feet of the Lord. Mukti means I just want to live here. I'm not at all talking about my destination. Mukti means freedom. Right? Vidudalai. But where is your destination? Where do you want to go? 90% people don't have a clue. Right? We don't look for mukti, we look for service to Krishna, whether I am here or there or even in hell. I want to serve the Lord. I don't want anything else. Okay? All right. Yeah, so the book was called Prema Bhakti Chandrika. Okay? From which that shloka we sing for Guru Puja, right? Shri Guru Charana Padma. That song is from that book. Okay, it was written by Narottama Das Thakur. And Gaurav Kishore Das Babaji had a very big liking to that book. So every day he will ask somebody to read the book for him. Right? We are talking about Shraddha, a person who is not able to read or write has faith in the scriptures. Can you believe that? Right? That is our Acharya. That's why he is Acharya. Right? Okay. So, they're getting to go. Okay. So, in the initial stages, I'm almost coming to the end. In the initial stages, we take pleasure from the service we do. For example, you come here, you serve prasadam. As long as you serve prasadam, you feel very happy. That service is giving you happiness. But the moment you go home, again all the problems come back. Right? But a pure devotee, his high, that happiness never comes down. Whether he is serving or not. Right? There are like for example, Gaurav Kishore Das Babaji was a Bhajananandi. A Bhajananandi is a person who is a devotee who sits in one place and just chants. Like Paramashiva, Lord Shiva, right? He is a Bhajananandi. He takes pleasure in just chanting the names of Hari. Right? And people like Garuda and Hanuman, they do physical service. One is not better than the other. Both are different rasas for the Lord. Right? So there's a Bhajananandi and there's a Kriyanandi. Right? All right. Now, other problem to our progress. Me, my consciousness. Have you heard of this? Prabhuji, that day was very crowded, Prabhuji. Then I went and actually took the prasadam. Then I asked people to sit down. Then I served the prasadam. Then I cleaned up the place. Then I told Pransiki Mataji, prasadam is enough. Then I did this. Then I did that. This false ego it is like cyanide for your spiritual purpose. Nan madidini, nandu, my, mera. Right? This me, mind consciousness. Now, how do we work around this? How do we kill this? Any thoughts? The Bhagavatam has answers for everything. For example, if you are envious of somebody, right? Like I have a whatever, right? Pet Jalna for this person, right? Pradeep Prabhu. He looks so nice, I feel very bad. When I see him, I don't like it. How do I solve this? Forgive Allah. Nange avanu ishta alla. Avanu nodidre nange hotte uri agtade. The Bhagavatam gives none of the scientific psychology books have the answer. The Bhagavatam says I should start glorifying him. Automatically the envy dies. If I start glorifying somebody, my envy for that person actually goes down. This Bhagavatam has the answer. Best political work, Mahabharata. Best psychological work, Bhagavad Gita. Best life science, Bhagavatam. You cannot find in any libraries of the world, even written by say Sigmund Freud or whatever, whomsoever the greats of psychology, they don't have a solution for this. Now here is another, I'm asking a solution for your ego. I have a very bloated ego. Me, mine, Prabhuji, it's okay, Some people, if you touch their feet, they'll be like, oh, Prabhuji, don't do that. But some people are like, yeah. So how do you solve this ego? As long as ego is there, this false ego, I got flowers for Krishna, I sponsored Prasadam today. Actually, Krishna is giving you an opportunity to serve him. He has millions of devotees ready to serve him. You should be thankful. But a decoration right? So how do you kill this? Any thoughts? The Acharya says the best way to do this is give others Krishna consciousness. Preaching. Bodhayantaha. When you give Krishna to others, automatically your false ego will die. Because what are you telling? Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, please worship him. That means you are insignificant. Otherwise, there is no way this ego is going to die. So, preaching is essence, guys. Unless we preach, you are not going to make any spiritual progress. Okay. So, the last 2 points. One point I have, one past time I have. We'll finish at 6:30. Okay. Okay. Last point. This bhakti is considered to be a seed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this. What seed? A mango seed or any seed. Today I plant the seed. 2 hours later I check. Is there fruits? 3 hours later I check. Is there fruits? So that's what we do. We chant 2 rounds and we feel that we are a special soul. We have a halo behind us. Oh, these bad people going to white shop for all. We judge others. Somehow we think we are Garda. That seed takes a very long time to give fruit. What if we want to fasten the water every day? Your everyday sadhana, if it is sincere, without agenda, you start making progress. That too you start. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that this tree goes above all the lokas into the Brahmajyoti. From Brahmajyoti, it grows into Goloka Vrindavana. This Bhakti Lata, that's what it's called. This Bhakti Lata grows into the spiritual world, finally touches the lotus feet of Krishna. That is when you start hearing the anklets of Krishna, you hear his flute, the whole world will call you mad. But you will be in total joy. See, the Goswamis, everybody say Goswamis were very renounced, right? But inside, they were having a blast. They were having a party. Why? Because they were associating with Radha and Krishna 24/7. Outside, they look like beggars. But inside, they were full of joy. That is the pure devotee, right? Okay? So this is, when you get to that stage, you cannot live without the Supreme Lord. One time, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he came to America. One rich guy, right? These rich guys, you know, they want to show off. Say, Prabhuji, I have a big palace house. You should come there, Maharaj. Maharaj said, okay, somebody is calling me with devotion. Let me go there. He went there. It is like decked like a prince chamber. Leather couch, glass everywhere. Too posh. Maharaj went there, sat for half an hour. He saw not one photo of Krishna anywhere. He said, Prabhuji, please take me back to the temple. He went and slept between 2 brahmacharis in the temple. He said, I feel better. I'll tell you a small story. What happens is that there were 2 friends. One lady was a fisherman woman. One girl was a flower woman. You heard this before, right? So one day, that flower merchant called this fisherwoman to her home. Hey, after you sell all the fish, come to my home, we'll have dinner, and then you can stay in my house. Just friends, right? That lady came, after selling all the fish, she came to her house. This lady's house is smelling like flowers. Now she's... So what she does? She keeps her basket next to her nose. And then she sleeps. So similarly, who are devotees of Krishna, if you go and put them in a mall or in a very opulent place, they can't take it. They said, please, this is too extravagant for my style. I want a hut. I want a bhajan hotel. I want minimal prasadam. Because they are automatically the renunciation happens. Okay. The last point, since we talked about two devotees parasparam, right? There are a lot of instances in the Shastras like Rupa Goswami meeting Mahaprabhu, right? Rupa Goswami meeting Ramanandaraya, right? All this, but I want to take you to South India. Yeah, Suki Prabhu is very excited, right? I'll take you to South India. Have you heard of Ayvars? Anybody? Who are the Ayvars? Just like in Gaudesh, we have all these elevated devotees, right? You know, Goswami, Ramananda Pandit, right? Madhu Pandit. There are so many people. Just like that, in South India, the Divya Deshams of Lord Krishna were actually glorified by a set of 12 devotees called Alvars. Alvars means somebody who's deep. Aram means deep. Somebody who's deep in devotion. They're called Alvars. There are 12 of them. One of them is Shri Koda. She's the only female Alvar. Rest 11 are gents. So there are different chronology timelines of this, but I want to talk about one particular instance. So there was one Alvar, the youngest, like the last of the Alvars, called Madhurakavi Alvar. Madhurakavi Alvar was born in Tirukollur near Tirunelveli. Okay. So he learned his samskaras, everything. Then he said, I want to go for a North Indian yatra, not to Darjeeling. They go to Vrindavan, Ayodhya. He went, so he was in Ayodhya. Of all the Alvars, the most important Alvar is Sri Namma Alvar. He was born in a place called Alvar Tirunagari near Tirunelveli. There are a set of 9 temples, of which the most famous is the Alvar Tirunagari temple. Very beautiful place. You will go back 100 years if you go there. Still the Vedic tradition is there. Namma Alvar, like Sukadeva Goswami, he was born as a realized soul. As soon as he was born, he didn't cry, he didn't drink milk. He got out of his mother's womb. So when the baby is born out of the womb, there is an air that comes from the womb onto the baby, air of avidya. The baby promises to the Lord that I won't be born again. I am your eternal devotee. You promise this in the womb. As soon as you come out, the avidya air hits you. Then, oh, my father, my mother, immediately you forget the Lord. That air is called Shata. The person who defeated is called Shatahari. So Nammalvar's name is Shatahari. When you go to Balaji temple, they keep on your head, no? That is called Shatahari. That is Nammalvar's lotus feet. So when Nammalvar was born, 16 years he lived under tamarind tree. That is called Tirupudi Alvar, the tree. He did not eat, he did not speak, but the baby was alive. Till 16 years he did not speak. The parents came and left him in the temple. He crawled into the tamarind tree. Now Madhurakavi Alvar was in Ayodhya. Madhurakavi Alvar is an elder person. Namma is 16 years old. Madhurakavi Alvar, one day in the evening during sunset, he sees a bright light from the south. He thought this is just a normal phenomenon. But throughout the night he is seeing that light. What he did, he cut his yatra short. He said something is happening. So he starts walking towards the south. First he comes to Tirupati. Again that light is showing south. Then he walks towards Srinagar. Then also light is showing south. Finally he follows the light and comes near his village. Then he comes. Finally he sees that light is coming from Sri Nammalvar's tree. Okay, now the scene is set. Now here is one elevated devotee, another realized person. Do you think when they talk, they're going to talk about mobile phones or movie reviews? What are they going to talk about? Bodhayanta Parasparam. So now Mother Kavi Alvan was looking for a guru. He somehow felt this person could be my guru. Right? How do you find out if he's guru? He is not talking. So there are two Tamil dialogues. I'll just tell them and then we'll finish it. செத்தது வயத்தில் சிறியது பிறந்தால் எத்தை பிங்கும் எங்கே கிடக்கும். I know it is a little complex, but what he's asking is, when the Jivatma is born in a dead material body, what will it eat? Where will it be? Such a deep settadu. Settadu means this is jada. If we die, will anybody pay for my body? If a cow dies, they will pay. Leather or something, fish dies, they will pay. Human dies, useless. 20 rupees worth of chemicals, such that. So settadu vayathil. That means inside this dead material body, Siriyadu means smaller one. So he called the smaller one is the Jivatma. That means which is the bigger one? And the Vibhu, this is Anu. So he says, where will it be? Where will it go? This is his first question to Nammalvar. Nammalvar, what he replies? Attai tindru ange kedakkum. It will stay there, repeated cycle of birth and death. It will keep going. It won't go anywhere unless you practice whatever we talked so long. So this is the kind of conversation. I was also going to talk about, his conversation, Ramanujacharya's conversation. So when you try to, especially in olden days, all the Shastras are in the form of question and answers. Like Padma Purana, Keno, Payen, Alagana, right? Parvati is asking, Paramashiva, 1,000 names, how we even say? Sri Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tutulyam, Rama Rama Rame. Just chant Rama. It's enough. It's like 1,000 names of Vishnu. This is the kind of conversation that elevated devotees have, not stock market. Where did you get this mobile? Mitra has a sale. They don't talk these things. This is the Lakshana of pure devotees. Okay? Are there any questions? Comments? Yes, please.
Regarding the faith, if we have a desire that Krishna will protect us, so you will pray. So that is also a desire, right? So we should have
You
a
should,
desire to-
that is not a desire, you should have a faith.
Yeah.
Desire is different. Ichha alag hai, Shraddha alag hai.
तो ये नहीं है कि हम वो भी तो desire है ना, तो
So there is a huge difference between spiritual desires and material desires. I am planting this tree so that I get flowers, so that I can make a garland for Krishna. This is spiritual desire. Right? I am planting this tree so that I get a lot of fruits so I can sell in the market and I become a rich guy. This is a material desire. Spiritual desires are very, very welcome. You should have those. I want to build a big. Imagine Prabhupada's desire. His dream, 108 temples all over the world. Author of 80 books. Back to God at magazine. Spiritual desires are awesome. All of us should have some. Material desires are big. Does that answer your question? No, you still don't look convinced.
Krishna will protect. So that's why you pray Krishna. So that is, I think, that is not from the.
Now, do you trust Krishna will protect?
Yeah. So it is, I think that then what is the unconditional love where it comes like mother and son.
Oh, so you're saying that just because Krishna is protecting me, will I have faith in him?
Yeah, that's
Whether Krishna protecting you or not, whatever happens is Krishna's desire.
yeah. So yeah. So
What do you mean by protect? Krishna is protecting me, what do you mean?
Prahlad has that belief that Krishna will protect. So that's why he has prayed.
Still, you have to go through your karma. See, why did Narasimha appear before Prahlad was tortured? Why did Prahlad have to go through all those things? So, if you are going through a pain, it's because Krishna is desiring you to go through.
Yes, so that's what now I am saying that we should not have that desire that Krishna will protect, and that's why we have to pray.
It is not a conditional, no. It is your duty, whether Krishna, what Krishna does is he's completely independent. He's not answerable to you. But you are answerable to him. Your duty is to serve him. You are a sevaka. If you do this, you will be happy. Otherwise, you think you'll be happy, but you'll be in misery forever. Make sense? Let's discuss after class. I'll tell you. Any other questions? Any comments? Any corrections? Okay, we'll stop right there.
So can you say you are a pure devotee?
Who, me? Pure devotee is there. You see the photo. That is pure devotee. Mataji, pure devotee is a very tall order. Okay, we are talking about Olympic champions, right? And we are all small playground morning joggers. You see the difference? It's a huge ocean, right? First pure devotee, you know, when you see a pure devotee, you'll know, right? So that's how it is. So yeah, don't even please. No, I know what garbage I have inside. So yes. Yes. Okay, so ruchi means rasa. Rasa and ruchi go together. You can have ruchi, for example, when you, let's say you want to read something, you can either read Hindu paper or you can read Gopal book. Which makes you happier? That ruchi, only where faith it will come, otherwise it won't come. Right? Okay. No, I'll talk to you once this class over because then the program is waiting. Right? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's all thank Krishna Prabhu for the wonderful class. Next class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Can you do Thomas today?
थोड़ा हिंदी में बोलो।
तो आपका नाम? हाँ? अमित सागर कुमार तो आपका नाम अभी पहले वाला है मॉडल आपका नाम मॉडल आपका थैंक यू ऑल फॉर कमिंग मैं आपको बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ आप जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा के अतिथि हैं आज और उनके आपका जो स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ बढ़े करके हम प्रे करते हैं एक बार हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 आप अपना नंबर दे सकते हैं उत्तर माता जी को हमारा एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है हम आपका नंबर उसमें ऐड कर देंगे हरे कृष्णा तो important announcment. So Saturday we have Rath Yatra, July 2. Rath Yatra is there. We have full day program, but actual Rath Yatra starts from 2:30. 2:30 we have opening ceremony of Rath Yatra. Then 4:30 we have actual Rath Yatra. Then till 7:30 we have Rath Yatra, and after 7:30 we have Prasad. So it is a wonderful experience. I request everyone to come there. We'll be very happy once you join. So please, I request everyone to join Rath Yatra on Saturday. Sheshaji not here. Let us come to Sheshaji. Next year. So then there is a Siksha ceremony coming on July 10th. The Siksha paper has to be submitted before 3rd of July. So now we have Nagar Sankirtan. Whoever wants to have Prasadam, they can have. Whoever wants to join for Nagar Sankirtan, they can. Hare Krishna. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan ki.